Thank you for joining us today. My name is Sarah Moroz, and I'm the Director of Admissions and Undergraduate Affairs at the University of Waterloo School of Pharmacy. I'm joined today by my colleague Becky Ewan, our Academic Advisor and Undergraduate Administrative Coordinator, and together we'll be sharing some information with you about the Doctor of Pharmacy program at the University of Waterloo, also known as the PharmD. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that much of our work takes place on the traditional territory of the neutral Anishinaabeg and Haudenosaunee peoples. Our main campus at the University of Waterloo is situated on the Haldimand Tract, which is the land granted to the Six Nations, including 10 kilometers on either side of the Grand River. In the Faculty of Science, we have an embedded Indigenous Initiatives Office. This office serves as a central hub for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis members of our University of Waterloo science community. This office provides community guidance, support, and resources to strengthen our shared vision of reconciliation. At the School of Pharmacy, we also have Indigenous initiatives aimed particularly at addressing the underrepresentation of Indigenous peoples within the profession of pharmacy. And later in the presentation, we'll talk specifically about our Indigenous admissions pathway, which is one part of that. I thought I would begin by telling you a little bit about pharmacy as a profession and pharmacy students and who they are. You may be well suited to pharmacy if you have a genuine motivation to help others through the practice of pharmacy and the ability to be successful as a pharmacist. So that includes intellectual and academic competence. Many students who have a strong interest and knack for biology and chemistry find that pharmacy is a great match for them. Pharmacists also need to have strong communication and leadership skills, and they also need to be motivated to serve their community as a healthcare professional. The Doctor of Pharmacy program is a clinically focused professional program where students learn to compound medications, counsel patients, and recommend over-the-counter drugs. We are one of only 10 accredited entry to practice pharmacy programs in Canada and one of only 2 in Ontario. We also offer the only co-op pharmacy program in Canada. Co-op is an experiential education model where students will alternate school terms with paid work terms, and our students absolutely love this component of our program. All of our students in the PharmD participate in co-op, and they get varied and rich opportunities to practice their skills in the real world. Now, pharmacy is what we call a second entry program. So our students start university in another program, typically a science program of some kind, and we'll work on taking a list of required courses to prepare them for pharmacy school. If taken as part of a full course load in a science program, these required courses can usually be finished within about 2 years. As students get close to finishing their required courses, they can apply for the PharmD and begin the program once the courses are all complete. The PharmD itself takes just under 4 years, so it takes about 6 years in total, and students will finish with a doctorate of pharmacy when they graduate. Students who do their first 2 years in a science program at Waterloo are also eligible to receive a bachelor's degree in honors science at the end of the 6 years, so you end up with 2 degrees in that time. We will consider students coming out of any program at any accredited university, so long as they finished the required courses for the PharmD. However, we recommend the following Waterloo science programs: biology, biomedical sciences, or honors science. And the reason we recommend those is that their required courses align very well with the required courses for the PharmD. So typically these programs are going to give you the flexibility to finish those courses within 2 years. That being said, again, we do consider students from any program and from any accredited university. There's no preference for Waterloo students in the PharmD admissions process. And now I will pass the mic over to Becky to talk about admissions to the PharmD program.
Thank you, Sarah, and hello, everyone. At this point, I would like to tell you about a unique opportunity at the University of Waterloo that is reserved for outstanding high school students who have a minimum 90.0% admission average and who are passionate about pursuing a career in pharmacy. Conditional admission to pharmacy status, also known as CAP status, is awarded to 25 exceptional students who each year who have applied to one of 3 Waterloo science programs. Those options are biology, biomedical sciences, and honors science. These students are essentially pre-admitted into the Doctor of Pharmacy program at the University of Waterloo. Normally, applications to the PharmD program are considered from university students who have completed at least 2 years in an undergraduate science program. CAP students who are successful in maintaining their eligibility criteria begin the PharmD program in their 3rd year of university studies. It is important to note that 2 applications are required, one for the science program and one for CAP status. Both must be submitted through the Ontario University's Application Centre, also known as OUAC. CAP students complete 2 years in either biology, biomedical sciences, or honors science, during which time they complete all PharmD prerequisite courses and maintain several CAP status requirements. There are many benefits to having CAP status. Provided the CAP status requirements are maintained, a PharmD interview is held and CAP students are not required to submit a PharmD application. CAP students who perform well in the interview and fundamental skills assessment test receive an offer of admission to the PharmD program. In addition, in advance of the interview and FSA, pharmacy advisors hold a prep session for CAP students. CAP students have the advantage of receiving individualized academic advising not only from their Faculty of Science advisor, but from an advisor at the School of Pharmacy as well. Throughout 2 years in CAP, there are various opportunities to participate in social and educational events and activities organized by the School of Pharmacy. These experiences enable students to build relationships with current students, faculty, and staff before they begin pharmacy school. Many CAP students believe that one of the greatest benefits to having CAP status is being matched with a group of like-minded peers who have the same goals and the same passion for pharmacy. CAP students are also assigned a CAP buddy who acts as a mentor to them throughout their 2 years in science. As a result, CAP students form close connections and support each other along their journey to pharmacy school. There are several admission requirements for those applying for CAP status. First of all, students must achieve at least a 90.0% admission average as calculated by the Faculty of Science. ALTA-Suite is a multi-part assessment that evaluates applicants for people skills in a fair and reliable way, while giving applicants multiple opportunities to showcase their unique personal and professional strengths. These non-academic assessment tools have replaced the traditional interview component for the CAP admission cycle. ALTA-Suite consists of 3 different assessments, the first of which is CASPER. CASPER is an online open response situational judgment test which assesses non-cognitive skills and interpersonal characteristics which the School of Pharmacy believes are important for future pharmacists. Snapshot is a 3-question, one-way interview tool which is used to highlight applicants' communication skills and their motivation for the profession. Finally, Duet is a short value alignment assessment that compares what applicants value in a program with what the program has to offer. To learn more about the ALTA suite of assessments, I encourage you to visit takealtis.com. CAP applicants are also required to submit a CAP admission information form which provides the admissions committee with insights into their personal qualities, extracurriculars, and motivation for pharmacy. Lastly, 2 references are required. One is an academic reference, which should be completed by someone such as the applicant's teacher, principal, or guidance counselor. The second is a professional reference, which should be completed by the applicant's employer or a representative of a volunteer organization. As Sarah stated earlier, the School of Pharmacy is committed to cultivating a sense of belonging and inclusion and attracting members of equity-deserving groups and supporting their future admission to the PharmD program. Waterloo Pharmacy recognizes that deliberate, equitable admissions procedures are required in order to increase the admission of students who self-identify as Indigenous. The school is committed to improving the representation of Indigenous peoples descended from the first inhabitants of North America, including people of Métis, First Nations, and Inuit heritage. One of the ways this goal is being worked toward is through the Indigenous Admissions Pathway for CAP. Those who choose to follow this pathway must meet the Honors Science admission requirements as calculated by the Faculty of Science. There is no condition on the type of reference letters that are submitted, and there is no experience requirement. Application fees will also be reimbursed. Now I'd like to take a moment to review the PharmD admission requirements. Our PharmD applicants come to us from various pathways. Some are Waterloo students with CAP status, but most are either Waterloo students without CAP status or students who have studied at other accredited post-secondary institutions. Applicants to the PharmD program must achieve a minimum overall average of 75.0% and complete at least 2 years of studies at the post-secondary level. This average includes all courses taken, not just the PharmD prerequisite courses. Casper and Snapshot, as reviewed earlier, are requirements for all PharmD applicants. It is important to note that Duet is not a tool that is used in the PharmD admissions process, although it is used in the CAP admissions process. Applicants must also submit an admission information form and a reference. It is recommended that the reference be from a pharmacist who would best be able to speak to the applicant's future success in the PharmD program and ultimately to their success as a member of the profession of pharmacy. From there, select applicants move on to the second stage of the admissions process, which includes the interview and fundamental skills assessment. School of Pharmacy also has an Indigenous admissions pathway for the PharmD program. Applicants who choose this pathway must have a minimum 70.0% admission average. There is no condition on the types of reference letters submitted, and there is no leadership, community involvement, or pharmacy experience requirements. And, like the CAP pathway, application fees will be reimbursed. Waterloo is well known for its co-op programs, which truly set students up for success upon graduation. Waterloo's PharmD program is the only co-op pharmacy program in Canada and offers many benefits as a result. Not only do students earn income while they're in school, they also gain valuable work experience and have the opportunity to explore potential career paths by working in a variety of different pharmacy practice settings. On the right, you will see how Waterloo Pharmacy co-op jobs are represented. 43% are in community retail positions, but a growing number are in hospital, government, corporate, research and academia, and family health teams, just to name a few. PharmD students also establish important professional contacts through co-op. It is interesting to note that approximately half of our graduates end up working with a former co-op employer upon graduation. Waterloo PharmD students are in such high demand that we have 50% more co-op jobs available than we have students to fill them. This results in a 100% match rate so that all PharmD students obtain a co-op work placement.
I hope that this presentation has been informative for you and that it's answered some of your questions about studying pharmacy at the University of Waterloo. If you have any further questions about the PharmD, please feel free to contact us at pharmacy@uwaterloo.ca. We'll be very happy to answer your questions there. If you have questions about applying to an undergraduate science program, then I would encourage you to contact science@uwaterloo.ca as they will be best positioned to answer questions of that nature. Thank you very much for your attention today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the fall open house.